He bumped it one time, came right back for it, guys. And yeah, sometimes we get so lucky here at Fishful Thinker, you wouldn't believe it. And this is one of them. Never been to the lake, just discussing with the camera guy that we don't even know anyone hardly that's ever even been here. Put the boat in the water, came parked right there, and snipped over here. Somebody's gonna yell lack of imagination because he's starting with a jerkbait, but that's 54 and a half, 53 and a half degree water. That tells me jerkbait right off the bat. And man, I tell you what, guys, this is a good way to start your morning, guys.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Berkeley, catch more fish. Abu Garcia, for life.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to Fishful Thinker. I'm Chad LaChance. I appreciate you joining us. You caught me here in southern Wyoming, actually south central Wyoming. And I got one right off the bat. There's another one. Holy smokes, are you kidding me? That's a big one too. Guys, this is how we should do the open for every show. So that's now 2 fish in no time flat. So holy smokes, we can't get through an open without catching them. This feels like a good one here, guys. Let's see what's going on right there. Yeah, another beautiful brown one. Look at this guy. Easy, buddy. Easy, buddy. Look at this one. Holy smokes. And since we got a jerkbait in his face, I got my jerkbait closed in the lid. Oh, golly. Time out. Here we're going to have to swing him. I closed my own net in the lid of my locker. Are you kidding me? Come here, fish. Gentle. Easy, easy. Okay, so as you can tell, we're a little discombobulated. We're just trying to get started. I really just want to get a show open film. That's really all I want to do. So that's a couple tries now at getting an open filmed and a couple of bites, and that is a really good sign. Let me get this out of here. Another beautiful fish. Look at that. This is going to be a fun day, guys. We're getting him put back. I literally haven't even been able to get through a show open yet, and so yeah, it's going to be a fun show, guys. So we're here on Grayrocks Reservoir in Wyoming. I think it's going to be hot and heavy, just a hunch. I think it's going to be good.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Evinrude, spend more time on the water. Lawrence, find, navigate, dominate.
All right, so here's the deal. Starting with my favorite search bait, little chartreuse in it. It's a mid-depth running suspending jerkbait. We got 54 degree water. Secondary point right here. And we're gonna see about picking off some smallies. The thing is, we got excellent water clarity for a jerkbait. We got some breeze, as you can see. It is, what is it, the middle of May at this point. I've never been to this lake, don't know anything about it. Wasn't able to find a map or anything other than just a aerial shot. And just thought, well, we'll go back and see what the lake will give us, just like we do in a lot of Fishful Thinker shows. Didn't bring anybody with us because we thought it'd be more fun just go figure it out on our own. So what we'll do is we'll start in the back here and see what we catch, which has proven to be a good place to start. And then we'll move on out and look around the lake a little bit. But this is literally the first cove we started in. The reason we started here is because it's on the north side of the lake. It should be a little bit protected from the wind. It should be an excellent place for them to spawn here in the next month. So that's why we started here. Proved to be a good starting spot. All right, here we go. Out on the secondary point, still working secondary points. Same bay. I picked a tube jig up just because we got around some snaggy stuff, and nothing says smallmouth like a tube jig or a jerkbait. So those are 1-2 punch, and here's a nice, beautiful smallie. Look at this thing right here. He swallowed my 3-inch power tube. Holy smokes. This is a pretty good pond, guys. That's number 3, and we are, let me get a hold of him here. We are 20 casts maybe into our day on a lake that we've never seen before and really couldn't even get any information about. And that's literally maybe my 20th cast. It's another beautiful smallie. Love the red eyes on these guys. Beautiful quality fish. There we go. We'll get that one put back right here. See you, buddy. So there's a 3-inch Berkeley power tube right there. It's on an 1/8 jig head. Real standard setup for me. That's the pumpkin color, pumpkin seed color. I love that color. Got it on an 8-pound test, trying 100% fluorocarbon, and a 6'10" medium power, extra fast action St. Croix Legend Extreme, one of my favorite rods, and a Revo Premier reel right there. But this setup is a classic smallmouth rod, tons of backbone, but a real sensitive tip to it, weighs nothing. One of my favorite rods to fish with. When I'm fishing, you can see we've got a transition right here. Right off the bat, I've had 4 bites now, landed 3 of them. The bites have all come where it's a broken, eroded bank, not a flat natural bank. So they seem to like that little erosion piece to it. We'll keep an eye on that as we go around here. But real standard smallmouth stuff. You know, they like the rock, they like the mix of rock and gravel that we're seeing right here. It's the first place I saw in the lake that looked like this. And if you get up close to it in the boat, you can see there's a bunch of gravel. The lake's extremely high right now, extremely high. We had significant snow, and I mean significant snow, in the last few days. It's it's May, what is it, middle of May, sometime right around the middle of May, and we've had a bunch of snow in the last few days here. You can still see some sticking on the hillsides, and I suspect that cooled the water down. I was a little nervous when we got here, truthfully, just because I expected the water was warmer a few days ago before all that snow and rain, but didn't seem to bother these guys any. Maybe they've got some pent-up energy. So basically what I'm doing at each one of these secondary points we come up to is just working the jerkbait across it real quick and see. Oh, he pulled off. Golly, there's one on every one of these points. Holy smokes. Is jerk the jerkbait across it quick and see if I can get that bite like that. And then if I don't, then I throw back at him with the tube jig and see if somebody will come with that. But so far, it seems like that jerkbait gets bit on every one of these points I throw to. That's a dang shame. There's another one right there, guys. I just turned around and went back down the same bank. That's good action right there. So all I literally did was turn around and go back the other way. Easy, buddy, easy, buddy. That's a nice one too. Come on up in here. There we go. Nice fish. This is a fun little pond now. I ain't lying to you. So now we're up to, I don't know, 5 or 6 fish. We've been fishing just a real short period of time. Same thing, 3-inch power tube and the jerkbait, back and forth between the two. That's all it seems to be taking. Classic smallmouth 1-2 punch anywhere you fish. You know, with this water clarity, I can see probably 2.5 feet, maybe a little more than that, into the water. And that's just excellent water clarity. It's not super clear to where I'm worried about fish being real spooky, but it's not so stained that they can't find my baits. I really like the fact that, you know, that we have this kind of watercolor. And I mean, you can see, look at all the snow behind us, guys. There was snow measuring into the feet here last week. They had to plow the roads, or not even last week, 2 days ago. And now it's 50 degrees out and snow's melting off in a hurry. There's a ton of bushes in the water, and the reason there is because the lake's real high right now, real high. Between all the rain and the snow, and with just being the time of year that it is, it's got a bunch of water in here. And not having been here, I don't know what the normal water levels is, but I can tell you from looking at the banks that it's real high right now. And if you look on the downscan unit, you can tell that the bushes that are underwater have, to some degree, leaves and stuff on them, so they're not underwater very much. I think that's a Walter, guys. No, it's not. It's another smallie. That's crazy. The bait was sitting out here in deep water. Oh man, it's a horse too, and he's hooked funny. Okay, we're gonna net this one because it's a good sized one, and he's hooked goofy. Come here, fish. Come here, right there in the big old frame. Oh, we got you. Look at this beautiful smallmouth, guys. Look at that thing. And he just swam away with it, and me, beautiful fish. Oh, he's got a damaged eye on this side. Look at that, he's got a damaged eye. Look how fat that thing is. Jerkbait strikes again. See, buddy? You can see we're in a pocket. It's wrapping all the way around us right here, and it's all mud collecting right here. Bait was suspended almost at the boat right here, and just all of a sudden just pulled down straight away. I actually felt him pull the bait away, and so that's a really, really neat deal. And you see the fray bill net there is crankbait proof, so it comes right out of there. Good deal right there.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. Lawrence, find, navigate, dominate.
All right, guys, you see this point. It looks like I'm throwing way out deep, but I know there's a bunch of shallow bushes around that thing. So I'm gonna work the bait out a little deeper and try to cut this angle across here. We know, all right, we've already fished through here once, so we know there's a few fish in here. And so we're gonna see about getting one more of them to bite before we leave this cove. If you look at the graph right here though, there's a lot of those bushes you can see on the graph, and those are all over out here. So I suspect that that's really one of the draws that's in here is all those bushes. So we'll see about getting one more bite in here before we leave. I hate leaving fish to find fish is the thing. There we go, got him. There we go. I figured there'd be one down in here still. I'm a little gun shy, truthfully, because I've been jerked this bait into several different trees at this point, and so I'm a little gun shy about setting the hook on them because of some of these submerged trees. Look at that jerkbait. Look at that thing, dude. Just swallowed. People wonder why we throw so many jerkbaits. There is no better search tool. There is no better search tool than a jerkbait for smallmouth bass, and really for several other species as well, but especially fish that are real reactive. This is the main lake point. Here's the main lake in front of you. The pocket we've been fishing is behind us. Now we're out here on this main lake point, and you can see it's all eroded and rocky and broken rock and whatever. This is actually the point right here that first caught my eye when we were idling around, or not idling, but running around trying to decide where to fish. And again, we've never been here before, didn't even have a map of it. So as I looked at this, I said, oh geez, we've got big broken rock, we got the main lake, we got a spawning type cove in here behind us. This would be a kind of a spot that I would consider starting. Well, we came off plane, we came in the pocket right here. I've drifted back here while I was tying a bait on and got bit right away, as you guys saw. And so I ended up not fishing this point yet. So we're pulling in here now and we're gonna see, but this is the kind of point when you've got a mix of rock and gravel and a main lake point like this time of year. There's one right there, got him. That's the kind of point that you always wanna fish. And geez, I don't know how better I can illustrate it. That's about as good as you get. You pull up on it, that's like my second throw on it, and there you go. That's why you fish those points. That one's way down there, guys. We're still on that same point. I put the jerkbait down. It got bit a couple times right off the bat, and then I put it down because fish tune into it. I've said that forever about jerkbaits. Fish will tune into it after you've been throwing it for a minute or two because it gives off such a distinct signature. But I don't know that there's ever been a smallmouth bass born that can resist a 3-inch power tube. So I basically just backed off the point a little bit, dropped the power tube down off over the same depth that the jerkbait was getting bit. So we pulled into new water, much flatter here than where we were. We'll see what's going on. Again, we don't know anything about the lake, so we're just driving around looking at it. There's not even much of a base map for it. Fish, got them. There's fish apparently over here too, though. Now, if you look, there's a point, guys, and there's the main lake right here. So basically all we did was extrapolate where structurally we would be in relation to the main lake. And we're maybe a mile or so up the lake. Now that's a fatty right there. We're basically a mile up the lake from where we were. And holy smokes, guys, we have extrapolated. Look there, there's a peeing male. See that? Aha. Well, that's a good sign. We'll see about catching some more of them there. Okay, guys, I just switched baits and I didn't even get the camera guy to roll, and you can see this little pocket right here. The only reason I switched baits is I wanted the jerkbait. Well, guess what? It's too shallow for a jerkbait in here. And I wanted a bait that I could move and cover some water because we don't know anything about the lake. And so I got a square bill crankbait out, and that is my maybe third throw or something with it. It's our first one in this pocket, and maybe my second throw, I'm not even sure. And it's bit. Holy smokes. There we go, got him. Nice one too. There you go. Every one of these secondary corners we hit. Look at this one, holy smokes, that's a pretty one here. Look at this one, guys. Holy smokes, and you can see that Mojo bass rod doing what it's supposed to do there. Beautiful fish, look at that thing. Nice dark colors on him. Oh, that's a good looking one. We're gonna swing him up in here. Holy smokes, that's a good looking smallmouth right there. Look at that thing, nice colors on him, got crankbait in his face. Oh man, I love me some bass fishing, guys. I'll tell you what.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Just about got him. There's another one right there. Holy smokes, are they loaded on this bank? Oh, that's a big one too. Holy smokes, they are loaded right here on this square bill crankbait, all on the back of this pocket. Look how fat that one is. They're getting a little bigger as we move in here. I think we have found a concentration of fish. We're gonna have to turn around and fish through here again because we've been going through here pretty quick, but holy smokes, have we found some fish in here. Considering we've never been here before and we've been fishing for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, we're having a pretty good run. Fish, got him. All right, out of the point there. Easy, where you going, buddy? Easy, there you go. Oh. Easy. Oh man, look at this one. Another beautiful smallmouth. Holy smokes, did it get any better than that? Another beautiful fish. No crawdad tentacles in him. Got a perfect hook right in the tip of the snout. No. Holy smokes. Whenever you get the wind blowing like this right on a corner, I mean, it's just got everything you want for smallmouth. It's got rock, it's got gravel, it's got a channel swing. It's got actually 2 channels coming together. It's got wind blowing in on it. It's got access to deep water, and it's loaded with fish. Okay. As it blows, as wind's blowing us into this pocket, I really feel like this corner right here is better than the pocket just because of the depth. There hasn't been anybody, we haven't caught anybody in the backs of any of the pockets. They've all been out on the corners. I suspect it's a couple of 2 things. It's real shallow back in there, but even more important than that, there's snowmelt running in, and snowmelt and spawning smallmouth don't go together no matter how you look at it. So because of that, I'm not going in the backs of the pockets, sticking to these outside corners. It fits my pattern better. And whenever you got a pattern as solid as ours is, there's no point in going against it until it gives up on you. All of our banks have been south-facing corners though that have been the good ones, and this one's right here is facing north, so I don't know that we'll do any good on this one or not. In fact, the right answer might be to go this way. Got him. Yeah, that's the right answer. That's why you pattern fish. That's why you pattern fish right there, because all the points that face to the south are holding fish, and the ones that face to the north are not holding fish. So rather than even I made 3 or 4 casts on this point, didn't get bit. I turn around, make 1 cast on that point, and I'm bit right away. Come here, buddy. Another beautiful one too. Look at that. Oh man. There's some pretty smallmouth here in Wyoming, and I don't think a lot of people think of Wyoming when they think of bass fishing, but they might after this show. Fish. Got him. All right, there we go. That's why we throw 3-inch power tubes right there. Oh man, that fish is fired up too. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, he swallowed my tube. Look at that. Can barely see it in the corner of his mouth. Come here, fish, come on up in here. Have to be real careful about getting him off. You can barely see the tip of this tube jig right there. No problem though, no worse for the wear. Another beautiful fish, guys. Smallmouth bass, one of my favorites right there. Now, guys, I don't know how it's gonna get any better than that. We've caught tons of fish. In the clear water, we caught them on the jerkbait and the tube jig. We got up here in the shallower, more stained water, we caught them on the square-bill crankbait and the tube jig. Regardless, we had a reaction bait and then a slower, more methodical bait. The 3-inch power tube did the bulk of the heavy lifting today. Hope you guys learned some stuff. We fished secondary banks, not the main lakes, not the very back of the pocket, secondary banks. Why? Because we're on some phase of the spawn here in May. Major monstrous spring snowstorm 2 days ago didn't stop the fishing any today, even on a lake we don't know anything about. So we appreciate you guys watching. Come to Wyoming, get your boat inspected, come to Wyoming and check out Grayrocks Reservoir. It's a beautiful place to fish. We've had a ball and I guarantee you we'll be back. Hopefully you guys will join the conversation with us on Facebook, on Instagram or Twitter, and most importantly, we hope you'll tune in and we'll see you next week. It's got me in the bushes though. Oh no. That was exciting. Nope, it's not. I snagged some junk. It's not one. Oh, it's another tree. No, it's not. Holy smokes, dude, what a good lake. No, that one's hung. Is the gold minnow? Nope, that's the bottom. See, that's way out off the bank. Now we will get the fraybill plug retriever out.